It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the third Wealth Women Summit under the theme Inspire Equity, bringing together women leaders to share their own experiences and learn from one another as we network and build social capital. It's time to take ownership. We don't have to apologize for our success. We deserve to be successful as women, and we are success.
Today we have got phenomenal women, we have got inspiring women, we've got women that are pushing so hard to make sure that Malawi is a better place. People that are pushing for an inclusively wealthy and self-reliant nation. People that are not so much negative. These are the young people that we have to harness to make sure that we push them where they're supposed to go. And we are pushing in our respective disciplines that we find ourselves in. And may we continue to do that. Our mantra is never stop believing. May we be positive about Malawi. May we be positive about the country that we call motherland. May we be positive about the warm heart of Africa.
The brains behind the dream of Wealth Malawi, and we are growing stronger. Thank you so much for that address. And someone once said, actually it was Margaret Thatcher, one of the greatest women that has ever lived, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. So he said it, now it's up to us to do it.
It is a great honor and privilege for me to be with you here today as we recognize and celebrate some of the inspiring women. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of a woman in economic development cannot be understated because about 30% of rural households in the world are headed by women, and women contribute about 80% of agricultural labor force, produce almost 60% of the food that is consumed by rural households, and generate more than a third of all household incomes, mainly through small-scale agro-industry, trading, craft work, and casual labor. I wish to thank all you for coming to this event, which shows your personal commitment to the promotion of gender equality and women empowerment in Malawi, and most especially giving moral support for the good work that women of Malawi do.
Allow me at this point to invite Mary Zinganyade from Lilongwe Girls to come forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is actually disheartening to see that this field is largely occupied by men. So to truly create a conducive environment for girls to flourish, we must first begin by instilling such a mindset of equality within us from a young age. However, it is necessary to acknowledge that us girls also possess the same potentials as boys across various academic areas, and that the key lies in actually nurturing us from a very young age, nurturing that we can actually believe and grow in various aspects of academic excellency.
I don't think there's a better comeback. I don't even know whether I should be standing here after such an amazing speech, to be honest. Today I want to share my reflections from a human rights perspective. So how does education affect the girl's future? And the right to education, even though it's a fundamental right that has been recognized in international treaties, we still have problems when we look at the economic social rights of every country.
Dr. Mbewe, what is purpose? Why is it important in someone's life? Why is it important in a woman's life?
When we think about life in itself, or just the word purpose, it has to be meaningful. So if you don't understand the purpose of a thing, abuse is always inevitable.
Dr. Miles Monroe always used to say that the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but it is a life without purpose.
And to some extent, tourism can be how we present Malawi to the world. Would it be fair to say that women have a bigger role to play in presenting Malawi as an attractive tourist industry to the world?
Women could benefit, and we need more women in the tourism sector. We need more women in the tour guide, men driving taxis, and we don't have women taxi drivers. I think Woman Smile already bringing a tourist or whoever from the airport would contribute something, you know, so I do believe we do need to educate more and more women to to come into men's field, and coming back home, I needed to also find my purpose. I needed to contribute the knowledge that I've brought back.
Beautiful morning, axes on their shoulders, men to the field, women go to fetch the water. I stay back on my playground, sounds from up hills, down streams, roars me on sweet melodies, wakes the spirit in me that I should know the roots are here. Chikaya chiri mukati mwane moyo na woni wane. Chikaya chiri mukati mwane.
Dindwase, what needs to change in the current entrepreneurship financing landscape?
Most of us are combining our personal lives with our businesses. So we need to separate that. We need to run our businesses as businesses, give a track record, basic accounting, loan management, and stuff like that.
Charity, why should women that are looking to create real wealth, to create big businesses, come to Standard Bank and not to another bank?
Most organizations will have a vision and they will put it on paper, on the wall. They will have a purpose. But sometimes that's where it ends, on the wall or on the paper. We actually live the purpose. We actually ensure every employee in the bank believes that we are here to drive the growth of Malawi. So that's the purpose of Standard Bank to begin with. What are the issues that affect women when they want to run a business? What are the bottlenecks? What are the things that they already have or don't have? So we start solutioning around those needs after those insights. We are in partnership actually with MAIIC because we know that customers may not afford the lending that we would give maybe to a commercial entity. And so that partnership enables us to give concessional rates as well.
Thank you so much, ladies. Angel, back to you.
That was awesome. We're being helped, aren't we? And it's all about inspiring equity. And let's not feel intimidated, like she said. There is enough room for all of us, yeah? And there is no limit as to what we as women can accomplish. There is so much that we can achieve. We can see that we have great women in our country.
I really liked her expression to say you could have two people. One is standing there and one is standing here. So how do you make sure that they are all here? I know we talk about equality a lot of times, we don't talk about equity a lot of times, and it's important to understand that how are these two terms different. So whereas equality means providing the same to all, equity means recognizing that we do not start from the same place and must acknowledge and make adjustments to the imbalances. When I look at all of us here, we are privileged. But what I have discovered is, during the times when I have not shared information, somehow, somewhere, I get pushback from the people that I'm working with. But every time when I openly share information, even when the decisions that I'm making are tough and difficult for other people, I always end up getting buy-in and the processes are smoother. While equality is giving everyone a shoe, equity is giving everyone a shoe that fits. So let's be the type of leaders who know the shoe sizes of those that we are leading and who have the ability to give them the exact type of shoes that they need. Thank you.
Just sit back while it's breaking my heart. You say it, I say it, and you do it, I do it. I'm not just here to listen to everything. I've got ideas and I can raise something. We all have to make a change when no man is an island. I can make it like everyone else. We all say
Allow me to invite our keynote speaker, the head of mission from Iceland, Her Excellency Inga Dora Petersdóttir. What an honor to be here. Iceland, a tiny little island in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean, about the same geographical size as Malawi, has been on the list of Global Economic Forum for 13 years in a row, chosen as the country that is best to be born as a girl and live as a woman. But what I want to tell you about Iceland today is how gender equality has progressed in 100 years, but at the same time as gender equality progressed, the economy progressed. So Iceland, this tiny little island, was the poorest country in Western Europe 100 years ago. That changed dramatically in the world wars, secondly in the Second World War. And that created a lot of new jobs, a lot of formal jobs. So that's when women's participation started to increase, and they started to get salaries. Because we were doing the same job, but we didn't get the same salary. So again, the streets of Reykjavik filled, women saying, no. We demand the same pay for exactly the same job. And we were heard, so now it's mandatory for every government institution to go through an audit every year, gender pay audit. And in the private sector, every company that is over 50 employees, they have to go through the same. We need to be thankful and we need to guard this because we can go back anytime. The picture of the house is actually the president's palace, but it's not really a palace, it's a residence. And I wanted just to have it for fun, just to show you what kind of equal society Iceland is, because there is no gate. There are no policemen outside. There is nothing that, I can say, this is what Malawi can maybe do in order to advance. It has to be within the society. But I hope maybe this can be an inspiration in some way on what is possible to do and what is not possible to do, because we know that this is the foundation of prosperity. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that wonderful presentation.
Wow, so it's been an inspiring morning, isn't it? I just want to say thank you to all the speakers that have graced this podium. And the last one is what we are going to kind of conclude with for this morning. Justice Anastasia Msosa is synonymous with the public service. She has worked her heart out in the public service. Many of us are not working in the public service because we think that the perks are not that good. But she has dedicated her life to work in the public service. So if my memory serves me right, she was the first woman High Court judge, and she was the chairperson of the Malawi Electoral Commission when we ushered in multi-party democracy in this country. She was also the first woman Chief Justice in this country. So today, we want to honor this great woman of the soil. She has just returned from India, so she asked her son to come and stand in on her behalf. As we hand over this award of Lifetime Achievement Distinguished Service to Justice Anastasia Msosa, Senior Counsel, retired through her son, Alan. We are very thankful that you were able to come and pour out. So it's very important that you are here to inspire others. I'm sure the forgotten dreams have been reawakened.